Hi and welcome to my fabric sandal tutorial. This is the sandal I've made and we're going to make the second one together. I'll show you step by step how I came up with this. First I'll quickly talk you through the materials you'll need. You will need something for the sole, and I actually went to my local do-it-yourself store and found these little tiles that are used actually for wood tiles in the outdoors, and I only found them in little pieces like this, but recently saw that they also sell the big plates, which is a little more convenient because then you wouldn't have to piece it together the way I did. You draw the outline of your foot on a piece of paper and you just cut out that shape with these. I glued them together and it ends up really flexible and it's perfect. I was able to carve out a little bit of an anatomical shape too. Ends up working really, really well. Of course, you can also just buy flip-flops. They sell them really cheap right now. Cut all this off and you already have your ready-made sole. You could even take two flip-flops and glue them on top of each other if you want it thicker, the way I have it. Other than that, you could buy the real stuff that they use to actually make flip-flops. You can find that stuff on eBay, I'm sure, and it's not very expensive. So that's the first thing you'll need. Then you need something, possibly, I used something on top of this. I used an old towel to make it a little softer. It's underneath all of that. You could also buy ready-made ones, the things that you put in your shoe. Then you need something for what is my brown stuff. I used a linen canvas, and it's this stuff, and I interfaced it with a fusible interfacing to make it more sturdy. You could do all of this in leather, of course. That would be a very good option too. Then you need fabric for the main part of the upper. I used very regular, I think it's cotton. It should not be stretchy at all. And I used a little piece of leather for the insole. I think it just feels really great to step on leather when you're barefoot. But that could also be made in fabric, no problem at all. Then this ring, I actually have from an old belt that I didn't like at all. But I'm sure you can find rings like that also in your do-it-yourself store or on bags. There are lots of bags that have rings like that. Should not be bigger than this. Mine is already at the very limit because otherwise it's going to hurt on your foot if it gets too big and bulky. Then I also used these little nails, which are not a must at all because it's all glued too. But I used them because I think they're cute and it looks kind of fun. I bought those also in the do-it-yourself store. They're just little nails like that. Okay. Last but not least, you also will need something on the very bottom of your shoe. I used the professional stuff that you can also order on eBay, or you can, I'm sure your local shoe repair guy would have this stuff. But again, you can also just get really inventive. I once used this stuff. It's what they sell for inside of your kitchen drawers, so things don't slip and slide. And it actually works pretty well. It might, get walked through a little faster, but then you'll just renew it. It's no problem. So that's an option too. Maybe you'll even have it at home. You can find that stuff anywhere. All right, these are the things you'll need. Some paper is good for making the patterns. You need good measuring tools, a measuring tape, and some plastic ruler like that's pretty good for cutting the fabric out. Some pins, a little bit of elastic. I haven't mentioned that in the materials. It's not really a tool, I know that. Pencil, pen, a lighter if you're using leather, glue, I don't know if I've mentioned, possibly a hammer, not at all important. And we need cutting devices. I have scissors for non-fabrics and I have fabric scissors. You should always have those separately. I have this crafting knife that I used for cutting out my soles and carving them. And I have a rotary cutter to cut the fabric. It's also not a must, you can just do it with the scissors.